Today we are going to learn how to create an ornament for Christmas in the shape of a heart. Part 3. The best thing about this project is that you don't need a sewing machine. You definitely can use it, but you don't need it. I've already published the first and the second part in this series, where I tell you how to prep for the project, what are the supplies you need, how to transfer the pattern onto fabric, and how to embroider each element on the pattern. If you haven't seen them yet, go check both of those videos and then come back to this one to finish your project. I'll put all the links you need below this video. I dedicated a couple of months to researching and planning this year's Christmas ornaments, so you won't have to spend too much of your valuable time looking for a craft project that would suit your needs. And that's not all. This cute heart can be used not only as a Christmas ornament, but also as a pin cushion. Hi there, it's Stella from Why Not Stitches, and I'm here to walk you through the entire process of creating this lovely ornament from scratch, even if you are completely new to this. As you already might know, this project involves embroidery and sewing skills. Nothing fancy, but if you are new to this, you definitely need guidance. I am very curious to know if you have watched the 2 videos in this series that I've already published. Drop a comment below and let me know if you did. Just write the words, yes, it was helpful, or no, but I'm going to, and you can even write, no, and I'm not going to. That's also helpful. What you need to know before we start is that you are watching part 3 of this Christmas ornament project, and I'm gonna show you how to sew this heart by hand and how to stuff it. All of this being said, it's time to start the sewing process. Now that the embroidery is finished, we need to cut it out, and we are going to follow the outer line. At the same time, cutting the fabric for the back of the heart. Take the fabric out of the hoop and fold it in such way that you have enough fabric to cover the back of the heart. Use your needle pins and secure both pieces of the fabric. If you have followed my previous instructions, you should have more than enough fabric for the back of the heart. Then, with your fabric scissors, carefully cut the heart out, following the outer shape of the heart. After you are done, take out the pins and flip both sides of the fabric, so the right side of both hearts are facing each other. Next, we are going to sew around the heart, leaving a gap about 1 inch in this exact spot. That's where we are going to turn the heart the other way around. This is also the spot that we are going to use to put the stuffing inside. Now, before sewing, I'm tracing the shape of the heart on this side to mark the lines I'm going to follow when I'm sewing. I recommend you to put the embroidered piece of the fabric on the window, as we did for tracing the pattern, and trace the shape of the heart on the wrong side of the fabric, to make sure you have smooth lines to follow when sewing it. I didn't do this step by the window because I did not think of it at the time of filming, but I'm going to for my next ornament. Grab the 3 mm cotton cord, measure the length you want it to be, cut and put it aside for now. We'll get back to it very soon. Right now, you need to pin the hearts together again. The sewing thread I'm using for the heart is matching the color of the fabric, and it's gonna be hard to see what I'm doing. And because of that, I'm gonna sew on this piece of fabric with black thread so you can see exactly how to do this step. I'm using embroidery needle size 7 because it has a sharp tip and it's easier to punch both fabrics. Thread your needle and make a double knot at one end of the thread. When you start sewing, start right at one end of that gap I was telling you about a bit earlier, and make 2 stitches in the same spot to secure your thread. Then go ahead and continue with a back stitch. We are already familiar with this stitch from the embroidery tutorial in this series. The best practice would be to create small stitches and not rush this step, because if you make a messy job at this point in the process, it will show in the final look of the heart. Here we go with the same process, but this time I'm sewing the 2 parts of the heart with matching thread. I'm taking the needle pins away just to show you how it looks at this point. You see how it looks? It's perfect. Okay, let's get back to the sewing process. When you have reached this point, it's time to attach the cotton cord to the heart. Place it between the 2 pieces of fabric, then leave a little tail out just like I did, and secure it with a pin so it doesn't slip away when you are sewing. Continue with the sewing process and go over that spot a few times to secure the cord properly. I'm constantly checking how the right side of the heart is turning on to make sure I'm not messing anything up. Now that the cord is stitched down, take the end of the loop and bring it to the spot that we are planning to use to turn the heart the other way around. But for now, let's continue sewing the heart. When you have reached the end point, an inch away from where you started, make 2 stitches in the same place as we did at the beginning. Okay. So the next step is quite important. We need to make small cuts on the fabric where we have the curves and the corners. This will make the curves look smooth when we turn the heart around the right way. Be careful not to cut them too deep. We don't want to ruin our hard work. Once you are done cutting, pull the cord and carefully turn the heart the right way. Flatten the edges with your fingers and use a pen if you need it to push the fabric around the curves, and push that little corner at the bottom of the heart to make sure everything looks nice and neat. Once you are happy with how it looks, grab the polyfiber and start stuffing it inside. Take small bites at a time and push them first in the round shapes of the heart. Alternate the polyfiber with the rice. I'm using rice to give the heart a little bit of weight. because I think it feels better in the hand. But you can use only polyfiber or even dry lavender. You want it to be quite full, so be generous with the stuffing. Okay, now we are going to close this little gap. First, straighten the folds and flatten them with your nails. When you look from the top, it should be a seamless look. So I'm gonna show you how to do a ladder stitch. It might look a bit complicated, but you'll get it once you see how I do it. Thread your needle and make a double knot at one end of the thread. Then take your needle up from the inside of one fold, right where your previous stitch is, and get your knot inside the folds. Then take your needle to the opposite fold and poke through again to secure the thread. Going further, to close this gap, we have to poke through our folds like this from one side to another, capturing small bites of fabric. To finish the thread, I like to hide it on the other side of the shape and make a few random stitches. And trim the thread off just like this. You might want to move the stuffing a little bit just to straighten the shape out. And voila! Here you have it! A really cute gift to give or decorate your Christmas tree. I hope you enjoy my tutorial, and if you found it useful, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to be notified when I publish my next project. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this video. I love when you do that. Happy stitching and see you soon!